Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video brought to you by the Freedom Eagle. Political news and commentary with a conservative lean. Whether it's Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Eric Swalwell and his Chinese honeypot, Maxine Waters, or most anyone and anything in between, one thing has remained true for many, many years, but especially since 2016. We really only know what we're told, and the folks telling us choose what they tell, how they tell it, and possibly the most important aspect, what they don't tell us at all. While I considered making a video concerning Hunter Biden and Eric Swalwell, the hot news of the moment, I figured, well, what's the point? Both stories have the same connection, and that connection is the media. Not only what they report, but when they report it. Without getting in the weeds and dealing with a big tech smackdown, I'll just say it would have been grand to know all of this stuff around, I don't know, Halloween or so. At the very latest, it could have, wink wink, changed some things. Oh, and then there's Miss Cynthia Johnson. What about her? Well, the state representative from Michigan. I'm sure you've seen the video, possibly multiple times. Get ready for battle, Trumpers, and all that other nonsense sounds a lot like somebody we know. Maxine Waters, when she told people to confront members of the Trump team at gas stations, restaurants, etc. Tell them they're not welcome in society. We all remember that. Well, aside from conservative media and conservatives on social media sharing both videos, was it ever really big news at all? Well, it was reported, but it pretty much just washed over. No one really cared. It was pretty much gone not long after it happened, and we all know why. It's because of who said it, and their party affiliation, and who runs the ship around here. And newsflash, it is not conservatives. The best we can do as conservatives is state the obvious. If a Republican took to Facebook and said the things that Cynthia Johnson said, it would probably make international news, not just national news. And within hours, the media would lecture the American people, Trump supporters, and tell everyone it's once again time for dun 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 a national conversation. Of course, none of that happened, and that's because when you have a certain letter next to your name, you can pretty much do what you want, say what you want, and not only is it okay, you'll have a cheering section. Now, that must be nice. Just report the news. Don't be the news. Don't make the news. Once upon a time, many moons ago, that was the backbone of journalism. It wasn't your job to throw in your 2 cents. Your job was to report the facts, keep a level head, and let the viewing audience decide how they felt about the information they had just received. Let them do what they want to do with it. If Joe Blow decided to discard it, that was his right. If he wanted to rant and rave about what he heard, that was also his right. A journalist, in print or on TV, was simply the middleman. Get the story, report the story. And unless you had some grand commentary opinion show or a column where you were free to voice your personal stance, it was only the facts, ma'am, in the actual newsroom. And what you said on air and wrote in print was the actual story, not your personal story and your personal opinion of the story. Well, good luck with that in today's climate. Most people don't want to lean truly left or lean right. They just want honesty, and they want the straight news and the straight truth. We can live with that, even if it goes against our political leanings. Not unlike what the government has become, the media no longer trust adults to make sound decisions. They no longer trust adults to be able to handle the news without spin. So, as Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and Eric Swalwell continue to circle the news drain, just remember we'll probably never get the real story, good, bad, or indifferent. But we will get the script for the TV newscast drama. The one that's either puffed up or the one that's boring, watered down, and certainly free of controversy. Who you are, who you know, and your political affiliation. That's what determines whether whatever you do is ever a story at all. More importantly, whether it's a negative story at all. Ultimately, I think people are fair. Treat them with respect, and they'll treat you with respect. Journalism had used to be fun, exciting, and cool. Report the news with passion, leaving any narratives and personal or company agendas at the door, letting the people decide, for after all, it is the people who will be impacted the most. More times than not, in the majority of instances, the truth is boring. It certainly isn't sexy. However, in this age of clickbait, boring and plain just doesn't cut it. The news is a soap opera. The same storyline can go on for years, wink wink, if the ratings are high enough. Of course, at the end, you'll find out that most of what you fed was an untruth. But it was the hook, you see. It's what they use to keep you watching. They, they can spread disinformation and get wealthy from it. But if you spread it, you'll probably get shut down. Why? Well, it's all about control, narrative control. Disinformation is subjective. It all depends on who you're rooting for, and in many cases, who you're covering for. It's only objectionable if it hurts the narrative. You learn that fast. I just encourage everyone to keep fighting for truth. Perhaps one day honesty will become the hot draw, and we'll get our sexy fix from old fashioned truth without an agenda. It would be nice for all of us. You have to wonder how much of this division is in our country is it just part of the big game? We're all just puppets on the strings of fat cats. As for a national conversation, how about the good old fashioned truth? Honesty on TV, online, and in print. How about some peace and quiet with some daily truth? I think we could all use that for Christmas. If you enjoyed this content, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, we will talk to you later.